Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Murphy's Law Garage. Today, we work on the Bronco, but before then, we're hungry. Captain Mullet over here, he needs the Waffle House. So let's get some of that Waffle House in our life. Hang out just a minute, we'll be right back. So this is my crib. What's up? What's up? So tell us about the crib, bro.
Well, you see fishing gear, squirrel pelt, a boat.
Man, that's a sick boat. What year that is, bro?
190.
190.
Year 190.
Maybe it's edition 190.
I don't know.
BAM!
They're like, what the fuck?
Well, they heard that bit, so they will hear that. They probably were going WTF. Well, we're here in the shop. This is the shop that built the Diesel Bronco. We need to put the Diesel Bronco back in the shop. Hello, mullet guy.
Hi.
We need to put the Diesel Bronco back in the shop so we can do some work on it today. So let's get the boat out of here real quick.
I would say if the rear end got any more air, you might have took out the
It did. It bounced a lot when I hit.
Oh man, look, it came up and I was like,
It bounced so much, I felt it. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for the top to touch the doorway. It bounced so much. Well, there's that Eastwood product again. Look at how well lit up it is under here. Look at how dirty that is. David, you should be ashamed. Clean your stuff, bruh. Hadn't been touched since I built it. How dirty that filter is. Driven, not a garage queen. All right, let's get working on this thing. All right. So I feel like we should, random stranger, how you doing? I feel like we should talk about what exactly all is wrong with the Bronco. And not per se wrong, but also things that just weren't finished when we were in a rush to get this thing moving so we could go to an event with the truck. So for one, the four-wheel drive on this monster, dirty secret, does not engage. I mean, you can engage it, but you'd have to roll underneath the truck and flip the lever manually because the linkage is not connected. It needed a custom linkage that was about 6 inches longer. Never got around to being made, so I think that's something probably I'm gonna have Seth playing with while I'm dealing with wiring. We've got some metal stock and the plastic bushings that we need to put it back together, all that fun stuff, so we can get that working. The AC, when it gets really hot outside, likes to blow all of its Freon out, and that's because the fan, the electric fan we have on here, is not coming on whenever it's supposed to. It's supposed to come on every time the clutch on the compressor kicks on, but it's not doing it. So either I need to make that work properly and figure out the right wire to trigger it, or just go constant on. The trans cooler is constant on anyways, and David doesn't care about the noise. The truck is so loud you can't hear those fans anyways. Next, the transmission controller is unhappy, and it's reading the incorrect speed, which makes programming it very difficult, tuning it. And that is because we're currently running transmission ABS signal, speed signal through the transmission controller, our standalone US Shift Quick 4. And we're using the PSOM, which is part of the gauge cluster. We ripped that out of the gauge cluster and we're running on that because for some reason the Quick 4 could never read the ABS sensor directly off the rear end. And I figured it was either the sensor, the pigtail, or the wire itself. The twisted pair wiring come up to the front had too much resistance on it and it just couldn't read it. So that's most likely what I'm going to move on to as well, getting fixed today because it affects drivability. But there's just a ton of little things. We got, basically, I resealed this entire motor except for 2 plugs on the back of the heads. And day 2 of driving it, she started dripping oil down the backside of the block. And it's coming from those plugs. So those are usually very difficult to get to, but this truck has a body lift on it, so hopefully I can reach back there with something, grab it, and get them open and slobber it in silicone and put it back in, or however it's supposed to be sealed, new O-rings, get that straightened out so it stops dripping oil. So whenever you see me get under the truck and there's oil all over everything, that's fresh Rotella T engine oil that's been dripping down the back of the block, and when you drive down the highway, it blows it all over underneath the truck. So we're gonna have to clean up because we still need to do some touch up on the paint under there. And then the body, as much as I love this patina, David doesn't. So we're gonna sand the body down and get it painted up. So that's just a long list of, maybe we'll make a board back here somewhere of all the things that need to be done and tick them off as we go, but we're gonna get as much done as we can today, so come along with us. All right, Seth, move that linkage.
Okay.
All right, this stuff falling down from that grommet. Anyways, so Seth right now is moving the shift lever, which as you can see is free here and not attached to anything. And we need it to connect to the T-case over here. So what he's gonna do is make just basically a straight metal bar that comes across over here that has the plastic grommet that interact with the these little prongs poking out right here. So that's what I'm gonna get Seth working on. All right, I've got it, I've got the stick held in position. You wanna go ahead and take a measurement?
Yeah, just don't move.
You telling me not to move my stick?
Yeah, don't move it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What if I rub it?
Careful. Careful.
Carefuling. Carefuling. All right. Got that light up in there?
Yeah. Like I said, you might want to take a little picture. See how pretty damn cool how it's holding on to the metal and. Yeah.
I can't even see where you got it. Oh dang, you got it stuck with the magnets. That made life a lot easier.
Heck yeah.
All right. See here that gray wire? It's inside the loom here. Getting up on the parking brake cable with the other twisted pair. Coming around over here. Let's go to regular zoom for y'all. This is the existing pigtail. Now this was part of our problem, I believe, with the Quick 4 not being able to register the ABS sensor. This pigtail has been wonky since day one. We've already put a new ABS sensor in the rear end here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this twisted pair wire. I'm gonna get my soldering stuff out, and we're gonna get a brand new pigtail soldered in on this marine gray twisted pair shielded wire we've got right here for our new pigtail.
All right, Alright, gonna pre-drill these holes. Round 2. Now for the big ones.
All right. As y'all saw on time lapse, I got the new pigtails soldered in. It took a lot of care to make sure that our jacket can actually come up to the back of the connector here. And we've got foil and separators and a grounding strap here that I'm gonna go ahead and twist all back in and get this all taped in. You see we're soldered and heat shrunk real nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this all together and make it look like it belongs. Give me just a minute. All right, as you can see here, I've got all of the insulation, protection, everything is all wrapped back up into the jacket, and I've got it tight up against the pigtail. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this all up in OEM grade polycon flame retardant, chemical retardant tape, and get it hooked up on the ABS sensor.
Alright, now all there's left is cut the tabs.
Why, welcome to my point of view of the Bronco. All right, we've got the ABS sensor all straightened out. Let me show you. All right, so ABS sensor, our new fancy dancy wire coming straight in right here. It's all nice and tight and meshes up to the back of the pigtail. I've got it plugged in. The old connector, I've got it taped up and zip tied to the new one. Like I said, I'm just leaving this here for now until we do some testing and make sure everything's going to work well with this wire, just because the gauge of the copper is a little larger. So we're going to leave this one, and as soon as I know that this one is working properly, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out the harness and get it out the way. While we're under here, I'm going to show you some of the stuff we've got. Right here, we've got a derail transmission cooler, active transmission cooler. See, we've got lines running around, transmissions up there with a derail flow through pan. What? Hey, what? Got a fuel filter / water separator right here. Now this ended up being a bad idea because we blew up one of these drive shafts already, and that sucker spit off, nailed this thing, and put a big old dent in it. I'm gonna grab a picture for y'all and show that to y'all now. Now, said I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, I've got this ran all the way up to the front. I'm gonna get it poked through floor and in the cab, and we'll do some wiring inside.
Alright, let me explain why I didn't video this, putting this grommet in. Wasn't sure exactly how it was going to go, if it would be easy or not. Wanted to make sure the hole was big enough lube, you know.
Always got to make sure it's lubed.
Thanks, JB. You know, so round 2, this time we'll get a little video of what's going on, and hopefully we understand what's gonna happen. All right.
All right, Murphy's Law Garage fans. If you can see down here, I'm gonna pull on the camera. I've got this wire coming up through the floorboard right behind the gas pedal. There's a perfect little place behind this matting on the floor that I can pull it up on. I'm gonna throw that off over here and actually make it over the top. Hey! Move all this stuff over. Climb up into Mount Bronco. And let's start taking some of this stuff apart. I'm gonna warn you ahead of time, there's some temporary work done here. And Seth, who's standing behind the camera watching us, he's got to make us a 3D printed bracket to hold this quick 4, because all I did was put some hot snot in there to hold it still temporarily, and that has since broken loose. As you can see here, it's just got the hot snot around the face of it. I was real careful not to get it too hot, just kind of stuck it in there. But Seth's going to have to make us a bracket that attaches to these screw points here to hold it into that trim over there that I cut out. You see this is the factory trim here, and I've trimmed this bezel from the inside so that it fits that quick 4 in there perfectly inside the dash. All right, this right here is our USB. USB runs down here to where I've got all of the wires for the for tuning. So in here we've got the tuning wires, one for the tranny, one for the ECM, and then we've got the an OBD2 transmitter here, Bluetooth transmitter, that goes up here to where there's a tablet. We need to get a new tablet because the one that was in here, the screen delaminated, it was an old tablet. We're going to get a new one to put up here, but it talks to the tablet and gives us our oil pressure, RPM, speed, all that fun stuff. So anyways, that's what that's in there for. All right, so what I've got to do, get us rewired for running off the ABS sensor. And I don't remember off the top of my head which one it should be. So let me go grab the manual for the quick 4, and I'm going to figure out which one it's which of these wires we're supposed to be wiring into. Be right back.
All right, here we are going to try and install this shift linkage. Hopefully it goes good first try. Let's see.
Did you lube it?
Yes, I lubed it.
You gotta lube it before you insert it.
I lubed it.
Just making sure. Don't want to go in dry.
I will double lube it. Looby, looby, looby. Looby, looby, looby. Looby, looby. Looby, looby, looby. Looby, looby. All right. Well, I tell you, so far it has proven to be quite difficult to put on.
You should have seen taking it off. Those bushings are tight as can be.
I see why you got me doing it, JB.
Because it's funnier?
Oh, no, because it is difficult. I think I'll be right back and go get some reinforcements. What you reading there?
So, I swear I'm not reading instructions.
Oh.
I don't need instructions.
Okay.
So if we do that, can they see this, Seth?
Yes.
So if I bring this out of here, you see right here, and I've put myself in a bad situation. I trimmed these wires too far back at one point. But this white wire is running out to the PSOM, which is tucked up under the dash right here. And right here, if I pull this out, there's the other wire. So I'm going to take a peek at this and see if I can possibly repin into this with our new wire. If not, I'm going to go ahead and strip this back and get ourselves soldered in. And I'll disconnect the PSOM sense and leave it hanging off to the side. Be right back. All right, so I'll go ahead and I've got the new twisted pair ABS sensor cable pulled up in here. As you can see, I stripped a bunch of the jacket back here. This jacket's super stiff and it'd be hard to work with in the dash. So I've got it just polykin taped. I've got us all soldered and heat shrinked up. And so let's go ahead and get this connected and get the quick 4 put back in place. I'm gonna hook my laptop to it and see if we can get it to pick up properly.
All right, here we are for round 2. As you can tell, look at my hands right here.
They've gotten much bigger and meatier, haven't they?
It's camera special effects.
Camera special effects.
CGI.
This is not a good place to put your hands around this thing. Oh, that's what she said.
No. She is quite tight.
Let's try one side first.
Yeah, no, I think I might have put that one on already.
I think you might be trying to force this on there backwards. Let me stare at this for a second. I think it actually goes the other way. Might be part of the problem. Let's try it this way. Oh. Lots of squishy sounds. Ow. The penalty was my hand was right in the way of that pointy sucker when it came through.
All right, JB, since we know that you were the man who put it in, what exactly was going on there?
Well, the noob who tried to put it in the first time with his little girl hands
Oh, yeah.
was never going to get it on because he was putting it on the wrong direction. So I turned it the right way around, and guess what? It went. Get some of that extra lube off. You know, you always need lube on the tip, but you can't have too much. So how about I wipe my finger off? That's also what she said. And we'll try it out real quick.
All right, JB, let's see how this linkage works out.
All right, I got it in too high right now.
So too high.
Let me pull over to the left a little bit, back up one.
1.
4 high.
4 high.
Pull over, come back one. Neutral.
Neutral.
Nice and loose. And pull back a little further. 4 low.
4 low.
Looks good, no binding.
Looks good to me.
All right. All right, y'all. So I'm USB'd into the controller. I've got a short lead. I've got it pulled up on my laptop right now. This is what the current transmission tuning looks like. I'm gonna get a generic file pulled into it and set it up to read directly off of the speed sensor on the rear end. And then we'll have to start this thing up and go for a drive.
You got it, or?
Why are there 2? I didn't do this. David did this.
All right. Safety first.
Safety first. All right, y'all. As you can see, we've got the laptop hooked up. Let's get old girl fired up, and we're going to go down the street. And what I need to see is that the ABS sensor now registers on the quick 4 like it's supposed to, where it wasn't before, and it wouldn't read speed. Let them glow plugs warm up. It's a little chilly outside. Woo! She's cold.
Right.
But she's ready. Would help if we were actually in too high, apparently. There we go. take out the Corolla. There we go. Oh, reading mile per hour. Alright, baby. Second gear. She's reading and reading right, it looks like. I'll have to pull out a GPS to confirm it. But she's rolling down the road. Second gear, calm. We're gonna have to get up on the highway and actually build some speed up to see if she locks into overdrive like she's supposed to. But looking good so far. Listen to how low the RPMs are. Motor's turning at 1100 RPMs right now. She's just on idle. Let's give it the beans and see if it'll come out real nice. Oh yeah, baby. All right, solid 80 mile an hour. I'm gonna gently roll back into it again. Gonna catch overdrive. Yeah, boy, we get overdrive in third. All right, Uncle David, it's working. I didn't even do anything and it's catching overdrive now. If I speed up a little bit. Bam! Fourth in overdrive. That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get the truck turned around and head back to the shop and we'll talk about it some more. Catch y'all in a minute.
Ready for liftoff.
All right, I'm so excited. The truck finally, the Quick 4 finally reads off of the ABS sensor. We got the mile per hour that it's picking up to do the trans tuning down to within half a mile an hour. It locks the converter when it's supposed to at all right mile an hour. When you just graze the gas pedal, it downshifts and unlocks the converter. Does everything it's supposed to. I'm so excited. Well, anyways, we're gonna call it at this one. Today we got the 4-wheel drive linkage fixed and we tested that, it worked. We got the transmission fixed, tested that, it works. And next time that we're down here working on this one, we'll move on to maybe fixing oil links or working on paint, something like that. Anyways, from me and Seth, we really appreciate y'all watching the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, share it with all your friends. Follow us on Facebook, Murphy's Law Garage YouTube, or Murphy's Law Garage on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all have a real good one. Peace. So, Seth, I'd like to paint you like a French whore.
Okay.
Could you please get on the hood of the truck without denting it, or David will hurt you. Don't scratch the rims up, bro. Come on. You can do it. Nice. It's not sexy enough. Get down there.